This is a great first shot. We can see the fear in Black's eyes, and it helps establish the current situation. This map of the scale looks great, along with all the rigs for the crewmates. Letting your audience see how many imposters is great, but why is it written under the table? Half the crew can't even see it.
Imposters are among us, like fiendish furtive fungus. The chance of death's humongous, we must stop them now.
First shot, Cyan isn't reflected in Black's visor, but she is in the next shot. She also says imposters are among us, indicating that she didn't look under the table and read the sign. Irresponsible.
Someone in our midst is a fiendish traitor, mimicking the forms of the crew.
Wow, this was a very good way to show off the entire crew, and it's displayed very nicely.
Tans let me assist with the generator.
That's not true.
Cyan says, Tan saw me assist with the generator, but in Among Us, there is no tan color at the time of me recording this.
Red head to navigation. I was getting trash dislodged.
Congrats, you just revealed who the imposter was 49 seconds into your video.
Radios were dead in communications.
Certainly sabotage.
Everybody's in the shot, except for Purple for some reason.
Inviting a conspiracy for sure.
Cyan, Black, and Green walking down the hallway is good foreshadowing of who will be the last of the crew.
What if the killer's lurking in our crew?
Green says, what if the killer's in our crew after it's already been established by Cyan at the start that an imposter is among them? Plus, why would an imposter put that idea out there? The trash task is missing.
What are you hiding?
Perhaps you're the saboteur.
Excuse me? We just saw Purple leaving storage, and now he's suddenly back.
I used to think
Something stinks and we think that it's you.
we caught you, you imposter. You thought that you could foster.
The emergency meeting button has been wiped from existence.
Mistrust within our roster, it can't save you now.
The lighting here makes it look like the emergency meeting button, which has just popped back into existence, is glowing. The door opens without anyone pulling the lever. Purple flies into space without being pushed. In this shot, Red is watching the admin table even though everybody's in the same room, Black fixes O2 before it has gone off, and Green is literally just staring at a wall. Pink struggles with the card swipe, always relatable. Black has disappeared just like the button earlier. Maybe Thanos snapped during this animation.
It's a little strange how you rush to voting.
Turning on our own without proof. Paranoia is all that you've been promoting.
What if that imposter was just telling the truth?
Cyan and Green make comments about how Pink voted so suddenly when they all voted at the exact same time. Cyan and Pink's voices switch. I can understand why the animators did this, but it is kind of distracting. Black pops back into existence to say how paranoia is all that Pink's promoting. This would make sense if he was still talking to Cyan, but their voices changed.
Any bystander will have seen me doing tasks.
Not really.
I think I saw her crawling down the vent. Oh!
Busted!
Red, everybody was in the same room and would have seen her vent. Please stop being like one of those annoying Among Us randoms.
This is no slander. The imposter's been unmasked.
Pink's hat clips through the door.
Spare us your lies, your phony disguise cannot hide your real intent.
The first good foreshadowing that Green is the imposter. We see him scheming in the background while everyone is distracted. I know, I just gave a pro, but I've got to con this. If Green runs that way to hit the button, then he runs into a wall.
imposter. Let's send this double crosser back to her flying saucer. It won't save you now.
When the crew says double crosser, Pink falls on double cross lines. Great attention to detail. Green's hand flicks the UFO, whose rig looks great, away. More good foreshadowing. When Pink's UFO flies through the cafeteria, 3 of the tables are missing. Red lands way too smoothly, and the door closes without him pulling the lever.
Just goes to show, you can't trust anybody. You've been under our nose the whole time.
How many imposters are there?
For the last time, look under the table.
Red's been faking, fixing all the wires.
No use making me sound like a liar.
The entire time Red is defending himself, Green is gripping the lever. While this is good foreshadowing, he isn't even holding it, adding a pro and a con. I like how we get to see Red being ticked off here. I found it funny first watch, and I still find it funny now.
At least we're not imposters.
How was I so blind to your deceptions?
Pretty strong words for a fake.
We get to see Black use his brain for once to make an accusation. Nice. When Cyan and Black are arguing, you can see part of the vent to the bottom left.
You're the one behind this whole insurrection.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me. No matter how you posture, I know you're an imposter. It's time to kill the monster. Heaven help me now.
This slow motion sequence looks great. This vent wasn't visible in previous shots. Where to start? A. Green flies out of that vent at an impossible speed. B. Why is the vent glowing? C. No way Green could jump that high. And D. The vent lids is missing. Well, for a few frames, some pretty obvious post-production work is visible. The animators decided to add a red image in the back of Green's mouth, and it kinda causes some problems. Right before the image pops into existence, it causes a motion blur on Green's face. In the next frame, the image is just put in and covering Green's back teeth. Gotta say, this looks really sloppy, even if it is just for a few frames. Then in the last frame, the image has a stroke and pops out of Green's mouth, making it especially obvious that this image was added in post-production.
There's one more still among us. Deception has undone us.
Cyan is still singing, even though she died.
Has this madness sprung us? Who will save us now?
Green's rig looks even better in imposter form. Black doesn't even try to save himself, he just gives up and accepts his fate. The crack in Black's visor doesn't appear until after Green takes out his tongue. Also, that crack is copy-pasted from Cyan's visor, but just flipped horizontally. Also, Cyan's body was not laying at an angle that her visor would be facing Green and Black. This credit scene was creative, and it looks incredible, adding 3 pros just for this. Now it's time to add the overalls. The way these work is, I ask myself a question, like how well the lighting was overall, and then I add 3 pros or cons to the appropriate side. Overall, there were never really any poorly lit scenes in this animation. The only lighting problems that I had were with the button and the vent, so 3 pros. When I was editing this video, I did notice a lot more clipping than when I first made the script, so I do have to add those 3 inevitable cons. Overall, syncing was definitely the best part of this animation. I never noticed any problems with the syncing of this video, so good job 3A. When I say emotion, I'm also talking about how alive this animation felt. There were never any times during this animation I thought anyone didn't look lively, so 3 pros. And last but not least, we have movements. All the movements were very fluid and lively, and it truly helped bring this animation to life. 3 pros. In the end, this animation was very good. It felt very lively, and the choice of song really made it feel like it was a bunch of astronauts arguing. Most of the problems that I had with this animation were nitpicks, except for this thing! But the animators should feel proud of themselves, and I would probably give this a 9 out of 10.